What's up, everyone? Sunday afternoon here. Going to do some Sunday back testing heading into the new week. Um, and this back testing session is going to revolve around this trade plan here. Understanding the fundamentals of internal range liquidity to external range liquidity and vice versa. External range liquidity to internal range liquidity. Internal range liquidity, we're going to be using higher time frame fair value gaps, the 1 hour or 4 hour fair value gaps, and external range liquidity will be previous day high / previous day low. And then our entry model is going to be the strat reversals on a 15-minute chart. And we will go from there. We're going to back test 1 week, just a random week of price action. We'll start with a 50K account, trade NQ. Start date, just pick 2023, pick June, pick Sunday, plus 1 week. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so let's get on a daily chart here. Oops, mark out our just leave that at previous day high, previous day low. Mark out any 4 hour fair value gaps. Throw this on to help us out. Just want to make sure that these are marked on our charts. Make this green. These are all of our 1 hour. Okay. That's Friday. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Oops. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we this point took out previous day high. We do have internal range liquidity here. So, would not be opposed to taking a short back down to internal range liquidity. Change that. And right off the bat, we do have a shooter-esque trade here. Does not get triggered, so we can move this up here. Right away, I want to move this stop right here because if that goes against us, we want to be out. We don't have to take a full loss. And you can see that happens. Nothing wrong with that. So small loser on the first trade. Obviously fighting time frame continuity. But a shooter does set back up here. So we'll go ahead and put another stop loss or another trade entry. Should add to this. 2 losing trades max. Break even trade does not count towards this. Break even trades are fine. Place order. Okay, so that's actionable, 15 minute. Let's check our higher time frame fair value gaps. Still none on the bullish side. We'll get rid of that order because it didn't get triggered. Okay, so that one triggers. We'll just go ahead and market order into this since we missed it. And it went right away. Can move this to break even, or we'll put it right here. That's our entry candle, so still 2 down. Move that there. If this reverses against us, we want to be out of it. Still allowing it to breathe a little bit. Target's still down here. All right, there's a great trade. Clearly want to, I don't know how to do this on FX replay, but would love to have just taken a partial there and do a trailing stop on this trade. That didn't happen. We've got an hour and a half left of the market, but would probably call that a day there. Do another fair value gap here. This one's bearish. If the hour closes like this. Okay, so in 2 trades, 1 small loser, 1 big winner. That's the strat. Now, here's something that's interesting. We could set back up for internal range liquidity, back up into external. Would be done for the day here though. That's an actionable signal, probably get stopped out because it goes red, 2 up in red right away. Last hour of the trading day. Inside 15. Last half hour of the day here. Triggers to the upside. Stopped out right there. So we go ahead and speed this up. Go to the next day. Previous day high up here, obviously. We'll call this previous day low. Go ahead and mark out our fair value gap still. This one got closed below, but it's still kind of supporting price. We'll leave that there for now. This one, obviously, want to keep an eye on. And then New York Open. Alright, so we swept previous day low. Means we could be going back up into here. I would actually take this long position here. We can immediately move our stop up to profit. It's an inside 15er, could have added there. Another inside 15. Wanted to move my stop up. That's right. Stopped out. So not a bad trade there. Small profit. Still eyeing this fair value gap. External range liquidity to internal. See what this inside 15er does here. We'll just mark it in because we would have taken that trade. We can move our stop up because it went right away, so we don't want this to come back down. Go ahead and move this into profit. If this reverses against us, we want out of it. Okay, stopped out again. Still winning trade. You can see we're well above $2,000 now. Goes 2 down against us. Not the best actionable signal in the world, but we can take that if it wants to trigger to the upside. Did not get triggered in there. That's why the strat is great. See if we have any higher time frame for value gaps. We don't. Probably coming down to create new lows. Get rid of this. Okay, so 2-2 to the upside. Momo hammer there. Don't love it. I was gonna say you could take that, but pretty choppy in here. Would rather see this low get taken out before going back to the upside. Alright, so new hour started. This was an inside hour here, so we could take a upside trigger to trigger the inside hour. Which it did. Move this to break even. It's going in our direction. Don't need to take a full loss there. Can keep moving this up. If it goes too up in red, we don't want in it. Last hour of the day here. Stopped out. Nothing wrong with that. We take profits. Protect our winners. Would have been stopped out, break even there. And we can take this hammer if it wants to trigger. Last 15 minutes of the day. Triggered in. And I'm just going to go ahead and put our stop loss there. Wouldn't be in that trade going into market close, so. Pretty choppy conditions, nothing wrong with that. Mark out our external range liquidities. Mark out our fair value gaps. We've got one right here. This one is still up here. Not on the bullish side except for down here. New York range open, or yeah, New York kill zone open. Okay, so close above this one. Got a lot of fair value gaps in here. we can engage in price if it wants to come down into our internal range liquidity. Look for something like this. Two up hammer right there out of a 15-minute fair value gap. Same principles apply, but I like when price digs into a higher time frame. All right, so blue, that's obviously, well, that's market open there. See if this fair value gap, if price respects it. Inside 15er. All right, that's actionable. We can leave that there. Got tagged in. So in this instance, we took out external range liquidity and we hit internal range. I'm going to move my stop up to break even. No need to take this as a loser. And price hits the objective, continues lower. This is why you trail stops. I don't know how to do that on FX replay. But obviously this would be a big winner. Stop would be right here now. Anytime you see price with a small wick going in your direction, that means the algo is selling the shit out of it. Sorry, selling the crap out of it. It means it's going in your direction, and this thing's probably gonna puke all day. Outside day. Shouldn't say probably gonna puke, but there's our outside day. Let's look at our higher time frame. I don't know why I can't. Alright, bearish fair value gap there. Could take reversal back up into internal range liquidity, but selling pressure is pretty hard here. We do have a new hour, so if this wants to trigger, we'd have. We'll just target that. This is kind of a playing with profits trade here. No trade. Still be in that original position. My stop here inside 15 or up, that's actionable if it triggers. Should be taking shorts, but I'm not. And that's fine. Just because it's not doing what we think it's going to do doesn't mean we just take the trade. Don't have to market order in. Alright, so now we're in. We can decrease our stop loss there. Alright, stopped out. Small loss. Barely noticed anything. See what our higher time frame's looking like. Another bearish for value gap right here. Let's get rid of that. Just barely missed tapping into it. Alright, with the structure that's taking place right now, I would be comfortable taking this. Back down to the downside, we can move our stop right here. Don't have to take a full stop out. Does hit low. I would have taken a partial. Don't know how to do that. Whatever. We just move this to break even at this point. Alright, now I would actually try to go long again here. Again, we're playing with profits. We're protecting our stops. Can market into this. We do have some internal range liquidity that we can seek. Most likely going to stop us out. Does. And at this point I'd be done trading. We got external range liquidity right here. liquidity on the 4-hour fair value gap, and we've got some that are overlapping, so just want to be aware of those. Obviously, can dig up into this and then go back down to external range liquidity, or sweep this and then target internal range liquidity. Where's our start point? Right there. Okay. Oops. I would have taken this trade, no doubt. Swept external range. Hourly open is right here, so this would have turned everything green. It's right at our kill zone. See if we get like an inside 15er to add to it. We don't. That's where we could drop down to a lower time frame and get in. That's okay. It's not the model that we planned today. Get some type of TTO down and then back up. We actually tapped almost into this fair value gap that I did not mark out. And we did tap into it, so that would have been an eligible trade for sure. Put a stop order there. Now, I'm not opposed to taking one bar rev strat trades, especially if we see this open, low, high, bullish buys here. Okay, stopped out. Guess that's why you don't do that. Could re-enter. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. To protect our stop here. Alright, stopped out. That's fine. Okay, if we get an inside 15 or an up, I'll take it again. See if we do. Goes right away. Reduce our risk. Push that up. Break even stop at this point. It went in our favor. This goes and stops us out. That's fine. Keep moving that stop up. Stopped out. It's tough when you're using tight stops. That initial position down here got stopped out. New hour starts, so we always want to be aware of that. Hourly open is down here, so if this triggers, we'll have the hour red. Probably wait for the new hour to start here, which it does right here. Triggered in. Could be a TTO and just keep going to the upside. Which that was the case. I would try one more short here, just because we are in an overlapping fair value gap. Clearly buying on this day, shouldn't be going short. Push this to break even, don't need to take a loss on this, especially because we're in bullish fair value gaps now. Push that into more profit. Alright, stopped out there. Good trade to get some of those losses back. The idea was internal range liquidity back down. Could have taken this long to make a new high because we are in bullish fair value gap. Speed this up. There's a new high in aftermarket. Okay, let's clean our chart up a little bit here. External range liquidities. Clearly a bullish looking candle there on the daily chart. So those are our 4-hour fair value gaps. Excuse me. Hourly bullish, and then we got this last hourly bearish. So if these fail, we're going up here to take out that liquidity. There's our New York Open. So ideally, would like to see us come down into those bullish fair value gaps, but we may not. Took out external range liquidity. Get rid of this. All right, so new hour open right here. Probably wouldn't take this trade, but let's just see. Okay, so that's one loss on the day. All right, so these look like they're failing. We got liquidity up here. All right, so shooter-esque candle here. Pivot machine gun. swept external range liquidity. So at that point we can seek internal range. Could be looking at an outside hour here. Could not be. Don't want that reversing against us. We want to lock in profit. New hour started. There are some fair value gaps down here. Break even stop would have never been touched. Could have added right there. Did tap into this. So at this point I would be willing to take one more trade. It's Friday, we're playing with profits. We would have been in this. So we'll mark it in just to make it fair. Three bars stopped out. Okay, another hammer setting up. Let's see if we get after that liquidity up there. We're in. And another 3 bar. It's 2 losses there on the day. It's part of the model. I would take one more. So if this holds, move our stop up. Why can't I move this? Alright. We're at break even, so can't do any more damage. If it goes 3 bar, I want out. Them's the rules. taking partials there. If it sets back up to go higher, we'll hop back in. Should probably stop taking entries on one bar rev strats, wait for it to expand one way or the other. That would have prevented a loss there. Made a new hourly flip right here. So at that point, everything will be green. Still targeting high of day here. Back into this internal range liquidity. Inside down. Internal range liquidity, that supported price earlier. Tagged in. Oh, and that's the end of the day. So a couple bad losses on a Friday. Let's just get out of that. But that's the general idea. Still profitable week, $1,600. And we will take that. Please comment below if you got any questions.